Nick, if you could play doubles with any basketballer, who would it be?
Well, the thing about tennis is it doesn't matter how athletic you are. If you put a racket in their hand, they become the most uncoordinated person ever. But I mean, look, one day there will be a guy like LeBron probably who will pick up a tennis racket from an early age and he'll be like a freak.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, I think he could learn and he's very like, his career's like been like Novak's. So I'll probably say LeBron.
Good choice.
Who's your favourite player of all time?
Of all time, probably Kevin Garnett, like Celtics legend. I mean, it pretty much sums up some of the things I've done on court. Like the lines got blurred for him a little bit on the court. So,
The lines were blurred. Wimbledon unfiltered. Right, okay, moving on. About how competitive you are, Jamie, when it gets to we're talking a little bit about golf now. Andy is playing regularly, but when you play him at anything like Christmas board games, does the competitive spirit between you get out of hand ever?
Maybe when we're younger. Not so much now. A
Yeah,
bit more refined.
I'd be concerned if it was still like that now. But I mean,
See, I've got a brother 2.5 years older, and it doesn't matter what we play at. There's a chance it's going to be a fight.
You want the edge, yeah? You want the edge, yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time you gave him stitches, or did you ever draw blood in a fight?
I mean, one time he'd beaten me in a tournament. We were probably like 12 at the time.
Yeah.
And we were going back home in the minibus. Like, we had a big group from Scotland down. It was in England. It was in Solihull. And he was sort of behind me, giving me grief. And he had his hand on like the armrest, whatever. And I turned around and I like hammered his, and his nail was like, I swear, for at least until like his adulthood, he had a busted up nail. Yeah.
Shit. Good luck.
Yeah, I was proud of that.
I was proud of that,
yeah.
There's a great story we heard the other day. So Stuart Dogood, for anybody watching who doesn't know who he is, he manages Naomi and works with Nick. And he played Andy when he was 17.
Yeah.
And Andy would have been 12. And I think he beat him 6-love, right? And he was walking past Andy, was on the phone to your mum. And he said the guy was so bad, he even airshotted a smash.
No, he's crushing
beaten by a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous.
Stuart was a decent Scottish level player.
Was he?
Yeah.
We don't want to hear that. Right, okay, we've done doubles picks. Right, we're going to do heroes and villains now. Nick's pick today. Who's your hero of the day?
So far, with all the matches gone, I'd say hero of the day's got to be Norrie.
Yeah.
You know, he called that he wanted to play on court 1 as well. He loves playing out there. He's a tough competitor. He's had some great memories. And honestly, I was so impressed with that win. You know, Tiafoe's probably one of the more dangerous players on grass. You know, very compact swings, has had some great results. So hero of the day is probably, I'd probably say Cam Norrie.
How far can he go? He's done semis before, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the draw.
He's desperate for you to say that he can win it.
I know,
That's all he wants.
Well, like, do I think that he has the weapons of Draper? No, but I think I actually called that match where Norrie beat Draper, you know, last year, or maybe it was the year before, and he's just very experienced at the Grand Slams, and I think apart from Alcaraz and Sinner, he can go up against anyone and really, you know, upset them, and I think when you get to that business end of the tournament, he could, for sure.
And it's not like everybody's good on grass.
Yeah, exactly.
Either, right? Like, and you know, he knows how to move on grass. It is different, and he's lefty as well. That's an advantage
and
as well.
And the backhand cross, like his backhand
staying like
pancake.
slow off the ground.
It's disgusting.
What about villain?
Villain?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't really seen too many villains as yet today, but I mean, I'll say last night, I think Yastrzemska's shaking up the women's draw. You know, obviously Coco Gauff, you know, winning the last slam and then coming in and bailing out first round. You could say that Yastrzemska's kind of the villain. You know, that section of the draw now, a lot of people will be eyeing, you know, to make a run. You know, someone that hasn't had that opportunity before. So, yeah, she's a good villain in a way, but to beat someone like that, it doesn't happen very often.
She got back up now as well.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Back up. Jamie, you're back as well tomorrow, right?
Am I?
Yeah, you're playing tomorrow, I believe.
I'm playing tomorrow. I think I'm in this show.
No,
Okay.
You're welcome back tomorrow.
Right.
But again, how many years in a bounce have you done Wimbledon then?
I first played the senior event in 2006.
Wow.
God, that's a great innings. So 19 years, right? Is that
Yeah.
right?
That's
longevity.
well done.
Longevity.
So what's the difference now in your preparation compared to year 1 in 2006?
Can't even remember that far back.
It was that night in the Paramount.
So green as well, like then. But
if you
I
could
don't know, like
give yourself some advice for 2006, what would you say to the young Jamie Murray?
I think don't spend so much time at the courts. Like the thing is, once you get that badge on for the first time, you're maxing out. You know, time at the courts. Yeah, you get onto the court and you're just drained, man.
Yeah.
But I got better at that over my career. But also, you know, like it's not forever, this stuff. And you know, now, like, you know, maybe it's my last Wimbledon. Maybe next year's, I don't know. But you want to enjoy it. You want to max out on those experiences. That's what we're doing this for. But still at the end of the day, it's your job. You want to perform well and stuff. So you got to have an eye on that. But
Nick's doing a brilliant job with the media stuff, right?
It's impressive. It is impressive.
He's really
I'd rather he was on the court.
Yeah.
Personally, but
so would I.
He's doing a great job.
Another job he's going to take off people who try to do this for a living. But when you finish up, have you thought much about that? Is it going to be media? Is it going to be coaching? What's it going to be? Golf?
I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, not sure. Really not sure. People ask me it all the time now, so I know that I'm getting old and time to finish up.
Sorry to ask, Jamie.
No, you're fine. But I don't know. Also, I think timing is important, right? When you finish, what opportunities are available to you, and let's see. Let's see.
I suggest hanging about with Nick Kyrgios as much as you can.
I mean, look, that would be fun.
Well, he already told me he's looking for a replacement for next year. So
good trouble when he's working.
Brilliant. It'd be fun.
I'll find replacing you. Right, we've got questions from the listeners and the viewers. Right, Nick. So this is in the nick of time. Quick fire questions for you.
Okay.
Right. So this one comes from Lloyd. Hey Nick, huge fan of yours. If you could wake up tomorrow and replay the day of your Wimbledon final, is there anything you would change in your pre-match preparation during the build-up or during the match that you feel might have improved your chances?
Well, I mean, look, I didn't really sleep a wink the night beforehand. I really tried to, and I couldn't get any sleep. It's like every decision and every choice I've made in my life and tennis, practice session, gym session was all for that match. And I really think that's why I lost. I think about Novak. He's had 30-plus Grand Slam finals, and that was my first one. And I just couldn't deal with kind of the anxiety, and I think I got no sleep. So I actually I woke up and I was exhausted. But then when I got out on court, I kind of just ran on adrenaline. But that's what Novak does so well. He's so composed in those big moments. All those great champions are so composed because they've been there before, and that's experience. That's longevity. So hopefully, if I'm able to get there again, I can maybe get an hour of sleep. That would help. But that was the only thing I do in my preparation.
Such a common story with top athletes, that isn't it? I remember Gaza said that before the semi-final of the World Cup. He couldn't sleep a wink. Imagine how different sport would be if people had a proper kip the night before.
Yeah.
Do you sleep well, Jamie, before a big match?
Sometimes, but it depends, right? I feel like I might be more nervous tomorrow because no one wants to lose in the first round, right?
No.
Everyone's more nervous about that. You haven't played a match, maybe you don't quite get the conditions or how your game is and stuff. I almost feel like the more you go in the tournament, the less nervous you get because you're playing well, your confidence is up, you're used to the surroundings and stuff. That's kind of how I've felt as I've gone on in my career. But Nick's right, the more the more matches you play, the experience and stuff, you understand how to manage things better.
Well, maybe you should have been coaching me. Maybe I should have been a coach. Maybe let's start there.
Good advice. Nick, if you weren't a tennis player, what would you be?
Oh, I mean, I would try and pursue my basketball career, but look, I'm actually really enjoying this. Yeah, I think we got a long career ahead, to be honest.
Man. Yeah, before we're both cancelled.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.